So there's been a bunch of Hitman 2 trailers out there lately, and like they show off kind of the correct way to play a Hitman game, where it's like, oh, do this, do that, like be an assassin, and then at the end of each trailer they throw in some weird little teaser of ridiculous murder. And I think it's the Columbia one. They show off the entire trailer, and then like the end credits are over, a fucking hippo disappearing under the water. And every single goddamn time one of these trailers contains that like ridiculous murder thing, I become that meme of like heavy breathing intensifies, where it's like, I'm gonna kill so many people with that hippo.
I'm gonna kill people with the hippo?
I assume you can, because hippos are murderous motherfuckers.
Oh, I know, they're terrifying fucking creatures of the wild.
Yeah.
But okay,
this is Hitman. Of course you can kill someone with that hippo. They understand their fans. Like, this is the franchise that's like, yo, you can use sniper rifles or a variety of other things. Or you could throw someone onto an antique whaling harpoon. That one. I want to do that one. We thought you would.
Yeah, I mean, this is also the game that brought you the training mission of like, hey, you can get this pilot guy assassinated, or you can hilariously launch him from the ejection seat of a plane.
Oh yeah, the people at Hitman understand exactly what their fans want, and like these trailers have been great because it's like, oh, I'm dressed as a flamingo and I can murder people. That's good.
I gotta say, Hitman has been very on point. Even though I'm a terrible Hitman player.
Oh yeah.
I can absolutely appreciate the I can even say the, you know what, I'm gonna say it. I can appreciate the art these guys put out.
Yeah.
Because this is good stuff.
Yeah, and these trailers are great because they show off like a super serious, like, here's how to be an assassin, and then they always have the punctuation at the end. It's like, after you're done doing the boring shit, get weird with it, motherfucker. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna kill so many people with that hip. Me and the hippo are gonna bro fist over the number of people we murdered. It's gonna be like, you remember that time I ate that dude? And I'm gonna be like, I know, hippo.
Oh,
despite being a herbivore, you kill a shit number of people every year in Africa. It's gonna be like, yeah, my murder boner is strong.
Hello and welcome to the Wicked Awesome Cast. The non-betrayal edition of the Wicked Awesome Cast.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The during the week unsuspecting news version. The same old reliable Monday release. Something Wicked Studios podcast. The Wicked Awesome Cast. Yeah. The one without the lies and deceit and betrayal. And all this cloudiness of news or information. Yeah. And with your old reliable co-host. Well, one of them is reliable. One of them is a dirty fake liar who doesn't tell me about other podcasts behind my back.
I'm sorry, Alex. I thought we talked about this. I have needs that you as a co-host just don't satisfy. Specifically hockey and metal. You're a great co-host, except really on those two things.
You know what? This is not the only podcast I do. I can do other podcasts too.
Oh, can you? Can you?
Yeah, I can. I'm starting my own podcast.
That's just sad. A spiteful solo podcast?
Yeah, I am. And it's called the Awesomely Wicked Cast.
What is it, a podcast about Wicked or something?
Yeah, we love Broadway shows.
That's probably actually a podcast out there. I'm surprised I got the name for our podcast based on that criteria.
It works out. Oh, but yes, welcome to the Wicked Awesome Cast, episode 122.
Woo!
I am, of course, Alex, a.k.a. Mave Online. Mave Online. Wow, okay. Mave Online.
And this is why I see other podcast hosts, Alex.
I get it. I screwed up a couple weeks ago with recording, and then today with this. I understand. I get it.
I need a taste of professionalism in my life.
Oh, but yes, when I'm not screwing things up, I am Mave Online, and I am joined, of course, with the man, the myth, the legend, the originator, one of the founders. He's a great guy, and hopefully he doesn't break my heart again with doing another podcast. Charlie, a.k.a. Mordak.
I like how this like implies I have the stamina to do 2 podcasts a week or something, where it's like, yeah, that's how much of a man I am. I could do 2 podcasts a week.
Yeah.
Something wrong
Well,
with me.
you're just so amazing.
I have so much talking to do, apparently.
You do. You've got a lot of opinions, and they're very strong. You should get out there. Yeah.
Like we should have a podcast or something.
Yes, we should. Let's do another podcast this week
God,
so
a
I can get
podcast
back
for
at
keeping
Jeff.
our podcast. Like, motherfucker, you ain't shit.
Dude, behind the awesome Wicked Studios or something Wicked Studios podcast.
That'd just be me being like, no, it sucks editing. And that's about it, really.
Editing sucks. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Let me tell you how much editing sucks for an hour and a half. With long, awkward pauses, because I'm not editing the podcast about editing.
Yeah.
That's a joke, because it's meta then.
Dude,
Right?
the Wicked Awesome Metacast.
I feel like we did that at some point where it's like, this is bad.
I feel like every one of our podcasts technically is a Metacast.
Yes, always... there's also definitely that.
But yes, we're here another week. And for those of you who are subscribed to the feed, you got a little extra bonus action because there was a podcast release in the middle of the week.
Yeah,
so,
it went up on Thursday night my time. So depending where you are, that either means it came up sometime Thursday or Friday morning.
Yeah. So for those of you who miss Jeff like I do, check it out and get a little taste of Jeff. So, there's hockey if you like hockey.
It really is me and Jeff talking about hockey for like half of it. It's not a full podcast. It's something very dark happened in the hockey world this week that you have to know nothing about hockey to enjoy. So it was like, we have to do something with this.
But yeah, yes, we are here and we're going to do another video game podcast. It's not hockey related because that topic is now off limits in our podcast, Charlie. We don't talk about hockey here anymore. We talk about video games and food. Did you guys talk about food on that podcast?
No, we did talk about the tabletop game Shadowrun, though, and how like going from Pathfinder to Shadowrun is a lifestyle choice. Like explaining Shadowrun to my girlfriend and how I'm like, yeah, Shadowrun's a lifestyle. You also play tabletop games. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I have a girlfriend, and so does Jeff. And like, you're not supposed to have a girlfriend and play Shadowrun just because the two take up enough time that they don't work. Like Shadowrun is one of those old school tabletop games that like, if you play that game regularly with like a dedicated group, like you're some big dick OG gamers at that point. Just because it's like, yeah, we play Shadowrun. Oh shit, you play one of the worst written rule games ever. Damn, dog. Yeah, it was fun making Shadowrun. Like I love Shadowrun. It's one of the best tabletop games out there in my opinion. It's a fantastic cyberpunk setting game, but like it is one of the few games that with every revision, like we made the joke in that episode, but like it was like, yeah, that game has like fucking dictionaries explaining its rule systems. It is dense and like there's a rule for everything. It's just about finding it to the point where like I'm not sure I've ever played a true Shadowrun game because everyone plays some house rules version where it's like, yo, we're not doing this. Why? Because that rule makes it really hard. Like, this is a game people make Excel sheets to keep track of how their character powers interplay with them because, like, okay, so I have this gun that does 5 damage, but when put through the a billion modifiers I've racked up by level 5, it does 4 million damage. And that still only does a quarter damage to this robot.
Yeah.
Like, it is a game. Like, fuck, there's insurance in that game that you can abuse where, like the super insurance will swoop in and, like, protect your character and extract them from buildings. Or it used to be. I don't know if they fixed that in the most recent versions. And I guess he's playing a hybrid of 2.5 and 3, so it's like, man, that's a choice. You got a full-time job still? Yeah. Huh. Didn't know you could do that and play Shadowrun. Why? Well, because one requires like 80 hours a week of just reading.
Yeah, no, tabletop sounds really complex sometimes.
Have you had your tabletop date yet or no?
Nope, not yet.
Most tabletop games are not. Shadowrun, Cyberpunk, and like some of the editions of D&D were like, fuck, why'd we quantify this?
Yeah.
Because
No,
rules make it
never.
fun.
Yeah, I can say I've never really had a chance to play an actual tabletop D&D-esque game yet. I do definitely want to. It's just,
Yeah, I thought you had like a Pathfinder day coming up or something with some coworkers. Or something.
No, well, they're so I have a couple coworkers who do play, but they're going to invite me to one of the quick run scenarios where you don't have to.
Yes.
I forget
a
what
pre-made.
they get a name for it. Well, not just a pre-made, but they have like it's a 1-day campaign.
Yeah, yes, they are pre-made campaigns. It's like they're called scenarios or excursions or something, depending on the game. Yeah, The kind of frequent Starfinder group I go to, we play kind of 1-day scenarios there typically.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
adventure paths, that's what they're called.
Okay.
But they're made by the companies typically. They're like, hey, here's a story, go do it. Any GM can run this shit. Yeah.
But yeah, what do you call it? There's so I haven't done that yet, but it's on my list. Is for something to do that'll be exciting.
I was buying a bunch of D&D games and stuff, or a bunch of tabletop games, and then you moved. I'm like, damn it! I got like 9 games we got to play for the channel once it was set up again, man.
I know. I'm sorry.
We'll find some way of doing something. I might have to buy a dice tower.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to.
But yes, alas, sooner or later I'll finally get my D&D campaign and we'll talk. But for now, I can just wait and listen and sit in my apartment betrayed by the man who said he'd do a podcast with me. And
I'm here right now, Alex.
Yeah, you are. But you were somewhere else.
I think I'm technically keeping my promise right now.
I can smell the cheap perfume and the glitter, Charlie. All the way from Portland.
I like how Jeff has become a stripper in this scenario.
Yeah, I just gotta run with it.
I gotta ask, what stripper perfume does Jeff wear in this joke?
Something by the Kardashians. I don't know the names because I don't follow Kardashian perfume, but I would assume they.
Ah, yes, the famous Kardashian fragrance old podcast host. Got it.
Yes, and I'm guessing it smells strong and a little bit offensive and trashy. Oh
God.
All right. So
I hope we'd make jokes about this. These were better jokes than I thought we'd make.
So enough of my complaining.
Yeah.
Shall we go into weeks?
Who goes first? Why not? I'll go first. I got a quick one, really. I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2 Forsaken still, and occasionally taking breaks for Spider-Man. I think the first of my games I'm picking up for the rest of the year drop next week, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll see on that one. I am possessed that I need to get a Prestige in Gambit for the first season it's out. I don't know why, but my brain's like, you need to do this. I'm like, why? Why am I doing this? But yeah, I'm getting real close to doing that. But to kind of get myself away from that, I also did a bunch of gardening around my house yesterday, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Getting back in the swing of doing house stuff. I have the previous owner of my house is a fucking asshole stories, so we have this kind of cool, like, yes, we're talking about gardening on a gaming podcast, but like, so fuck it, it's my podcast, we'll talk about what I want. Like, so we have this flower bed thing in the back that the previous owner just chose to fill with fucking wood chips, so I spent like 3 hours yesterday just digging those fuckers out, because you can't obviously grow shit on those.
Yes.
But it was just like, you lazy-ass motherfucker. Like, on one hand, I'm like, this is expensive-ass shit. Like, you bought the flame you bought the flame finished wood chips. Like, these are expensive. They're $20 a bag, and there's like 30 bags in here. They're not useful to me, but
yeah.
I'm starting to plateau a little bit with Destiny, I think. Like, I'm slowing down a little. I'm still playing a lot of it, but mostly was just kind of a busy week of a variety of dumb, and I will get to that raid soon. My brain just needs me to prestige during. I don't know why. Like, I've never prestiged in anything in Destiny yet, but it's like, no, you're prestiging in fucking Gambit. I don't know why, but I am. Oh, but I finished the Ace of Spades quest finally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
Good gun.
Nice. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, It's weird. I got through all the hard stuff. It's like go do this last mission. And I'm like, I'm gonna go play Gambit for 4 hours. No, do the mission. Get the gun. Gambit. But you could Gambit. I'm gonna go do that. But you could have one of the best guns in Gambit. I'm gonna stick with Crimson. Why? I like Crimson. It's a good gun. It speaks to me. Whispers that I should kill people.
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Gambit?
Yeah. I know. I again, like, there's a great Destiny meme going around right now where it's like story content. It's that like looking away thing where it's the like story content, the raid, lots of progressive activities, Gambit, and I'm like, that Gambit. That's the current hotness.
The current one.
Now I started playing up my Hunter too, I guess, because I want to see what like. It's weird. I really enjoy playing a Titan. I'm getting a little bored playing a Titan, so I'm like, let's get the Hunter up, and I'm leveling the Hunter just by playing Gambit, because that counts towards my prestige meter.
Perfect.
It's like, you could go do the main story quest and get a lot of XP, or I could play Gambit, or you could play Gambit. I guess I'm gonna play Gambit.
Nice.
Yeah. What have you been up to, man?
Well, I know you. I was gonna say, I know you've been really into Gambit, which is nice. So.
Yeah, I think Gambit's the best part of Forsaken, apparently.
Let's see. What have I been up to? I think I'm slowly starting to realize that the draw of WoW right now is starting to wane away a little bit. Like,
it's a special time in every WoW player's life when they realize that maybe they don't like WoW as much as they think they do. Like,
I don't know what it is. I think it's for me, I think one of the biggest changes that's really messed with it has been the changes to the global cooldown system. It felt a lot smoother in the recent games because less and less of the abilities were on the global cooldown, which was nice. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't have to worry about popping my big cooldowns and then have the cooldown part start or the global cooldown go through before I can start using my abilities.
Yeah,
it just feels slow, and it's kind of a forced way for them to use haste. And honestly, I don't know what the fuck these developers are doing now. Like, I'm looking at some of the changes they announced for hotfixes for Enhancement Shaman, for example. And it's like, hey, we know there's glaring issues with the RNG around your rotation, but we're going to go ahead and just buff your damage by 5% across the board.
That'll fix things, right?
Right? Like, that's not a fucking fix. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I definitely feel like this has been, like, compared to Warlords or Draenor, this has been a fucking failure.
Warlords or Legion?
Legion was fucking great.
No, I'm saying
Warlords.
You said compared to Warlords, it's been a fucking failure, and I thought the impression Warlords was the big failure for a while.
Oh no, I mean, compared to the biggest failure, this one is worse.
Oh wow. So, like, I know I asked this week, like, is it time to find a new game to play a lot of, Alex?
I'm going to be continuing to play WoW because I'm hoping for a turnaround and I want to see what direction they're going to take this with.
Sure.
But I am definitely open to other options.
I'm sure it'll stop beating you soon, Alex.
Yeah.
It loves you and it will change. It promised.
Things will be different next time. I swear. But yeah, at least I'm re-rolling to a rogue now, so I feel a little better about that.
Oh, you're changing your outfit hoping that'll affect WoW's behavior. You know it's not going to happen, Alex.
Shut up!
It's still going to throw half-full beer cans at you.
I know.
When you're on the podcast next week talking about how you walked into a door, I'll believe you because you're kind of clumsy, but I'll wonder if it was Blizzard.
But yeah, so I am, just working through it right now.
Yeah. Any new games on the horizon for you, or not really?
Not really in the moment.
Sure.
Like, I'm kind of, let's see. I did play a little bit more of, what is it? God of War, and then, what do you call it?
Oh, you finally got God of War.
I've had God of War for a while.
I didn't know you bought it ultimately.
Yeah, I bought it a long time ago.
Fair.
But, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice to play, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten a lot through the story, because like I said, I keep coming back to WoW.
You should play God of War. You should take some time to actually play God of War and not WoW. Maybe it will revigor your desire for WoW.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I mean, things are nice. It's fall out here. Fall. It's officially fall, I think, right?
Yeah.
And it's getting really pretty outside out here. So
Yeah.
we hurtled through that dank, horrible, humid summer, and now we're reaching those wonderful, wonderful fall weathers. Oh, I have to say, I'm very happy. And that slowly gnaws away at the pain I feel from playing an enhancement shaman. But
the seasons are happening, and therefore you're okay with it because you play a shaman.
Yeah, the elements outside are the ones that don't betray me, not like the ones in game. So.
Oh, you didn't see the latest patch notes about actual nature, did you?
No.
They've said we're going to relegate enhancement shamans off to another server, even.
Yeah, probably doesn't surprise me. When Thrall was betrayed by Doomhammer, and we drained the power of Doomhammer, we also drained the power of the elements with it. So, thank you.
Yeah. Just like in real life.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, yeah, things are pretty cool. I for one am excited for future weather, and things are going well.
We've talked about weather and gardening on this podcast. It's going to be a good week.
Yes, it is. Well, somebody blew their cannon talking about the weird mascot earlier in the week with someone else on the podcast, which I won't name names.
Yeah.
So, other than betrayal and deceit, what else in your week? Anything else, or should we just get started on the news?
Let's just do news. All
right. Hey, Jeff, do the news intro. Oh, wait, he's not on the podcast here. It's weird because I saw him earlier this week.
I got a little touch of sadness there. It's like. That's right. Cry through it. They won't love you anymore if you're not enthusiastic, Alex. Do it. Oh god, I've become the mother from Sybil. Oh god.
Yeah.
Alright, first off the news this week. Devolver Digital offered to help Rockstar make a PC port of Red Dead Redemption 2. Everything about that sentence makes me happy. Because if Rockstar says no, that means Devolver Digital can talk shit about them in their E3 press conference in 2019. If they say yes, it means we're going to get a PC port of Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a win-win as far as I know.
Yeah, we don't usually get a lot of good win-win scenarios in gaming right now. And this is one of those, this works. I like this. Perfect. Thank you, Devolver Digital.
Yeah,
you're not...
this was done via Twitter. I get the impression this is kind of more of like, we're Devolver, fuck you. But it had all the kind of seriousness of Devolver doing something on Twitter, but at the same time, it's just fun. Yeah.
Oh. Yes, alright.
Yeah.
Good times.
So to be fair, it also says stuff like, nobody has to know, we can keep the secret from Take-Two. We know a person at Steam who can use a PC dev kit.
Oh.
It's not a real offer, as best I can tell, but...
I do like the way they announced it on Twitter. Hey, we'd like to publish your new Cowboy game.
Yeah, this is the type of dumb that I'm like, oh, this is barely news, and it's funny as shit. It's a weird week for news, it turns out. So, next up, we have, these are two real football, and I mean football in the international sense, not the American sense, football teams. Young Boys versus Basel, I don't know how you pronounce that, had a match, and it was interrupted by fans of both teams protesting esports by throwing controllers and something else on stage. Was it? Tennis balls.
What?
I believe it's Young Boys. One of the two teams recently become very involved in esports. They've bought a FIFA esports team, or they're funding one now or something. I don't totally get kind of the separation of it, but the fans are very upset, and there's talks of it happening with the other one. They had a giant bear that had a pause symbol on it and stuff like that. This is all types of dumb rolled up into one, and I think the best takeaway from this is that this is probably a bunch of people that didn't have video game controllers, so they went out, bought video game controllers just to throw on a soccer pitch.
Yeah. You showed the esports industry by buying controllers to throw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the people who, like, broke their stuff in protest that they already bought.
Yep.
Like, you already bought it.
You gotta burn them Nikes in protest. You not only spent money, now can't even use the stuff you spent money on.
Not to mention, you spent a lot of money. Nikes aren't fucking cheap. So, but I mean, hey, it's your stuff. Do what you want with it. But I just like to point out the silliness of burning something you already own. So, I'm not saying go burn stuff you don't own. I'm not saying that at all. Let me just clear that up really quick here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's kind of a silly premise, but hey, you do you.
Yeah, this was all in protest of esports. I guess to be fair, my girlfriend was at a bar last night, and they had a, like, framed esports jersey on the wall, and she was like, holy shit, look how far we've come. At the same time, like, I love the mental image of a bunch of European people being like, what's the fuck's this esports bullshit? It's not real sports. Let's go buy a bunch of stuff and throw it on a soccer pitch. Yes, I know I'm mixing stuff there just to piss people off.
Yeah.
Fuck accent was that? Nikolai tracksuits outside selling controllers, be like, ready for the protest.
I sell good controllers.
Very good for throwing. You know, it's extra aerodynamic. Yeah, that was dumb this week. But speaking of dumb, Total War Rome 2 has become embroiled in a bit of a clusterfuck because, and I quote the people mad about it on Steam, there are too many female generals in the game.
If this is your complaint, you're
the game is not historically accurate as a result.
I don't care. I'm playing a video game.
Yeah.
I don't play games for historical accuracy. I don't.
And so the impression I get is that this game kind of I've not played this game, but based on the research I did, when you play a game, it randomly kind of spawns a bunch of generals and makes up names for them, whatever, and sometimes it spawns female generals, and people are actually getting mad about how this is a thing and review bombing it. This is dumb and people are stupid.
Let's see. If I want to, like, don't get me wrong, some games are nice because they are historically accurate, but I don't think this is made to be a game that's supposed to be historically accurate.
It's a war simulator.
Don't really care. Like, if this ruffles your fedora that much, then maybe don't play the game.
Yeah. And for the record, I think the company that made the game, I'm blanking on their name right now. God, who makes it? They responded really well, where it's like, fuck it, don't play our game then. We don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're like meh about it, then hey, don't go. Like, and I'm not trying to be some like over the top like you're just being misogynist. Like, no. At the end of the day,
well, you are, but
well, yeah. But besides the point, I'm not gonna go that route of like, what's that? I'm trying to think because I'm usually pretty more. I don't know. But anyway, my point being is, if you're not happy with it, don't.
Yeah.
It's kind of how the same route. I didn't go watch the new Ghostbusters. I didn't like the way they were doing their press releases, so fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, God, this is just silly. I don't know. I feel like it's a dry spell for drama on the internet, so we have to figure out something. So we figured, let's.
Oh no, it's never a dry spell. It's just gaming dry spell, I suppose. Like this is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's that dry spell of like drama involving gaming. So let's just pick something and let's hit the dartboard of ideas to pick on, and it landed on female generals and Total Rome 2.
Yep. It's Total War. That's the publisher, for the record.
Oh.
That's the name of the developer. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are dumb. On the less dumb topic, 2K, the people behind lots of sports games out there, the publishers of NBA 2K, obviously, they have launched a new initiative called 2K Foundations that's aimed at supporting underdeveloped communities in the U.S. Basically, bringing kind of technology and other stuff to lower income areas. The idea is to support the STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs for younger people, so they can exposure to that. Uh, 2K kind of occasionally gets a bad rap in the publishing world, not undeservedly so, for saying some pretty money grubby things and not always kind of being involved in the best games, but
Yeah.
I'll give them points for this.
I
It's a nice
will
thing.
also give them points. This is nice.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, some people might think it's a PR grab, and it absolutely is
Yeah.
a PR grab. But at the same time, you know what? If it's helping at the end of the day people, then hey, more power to them. So
Yeah.
This makes me happy.
Yeah, so for the record, they're partnering with Microsoft to equip locations with kind of access to equipment and stuff like that, and at the same time, they're also, remember this is because of NBA 2K, they're also kind of refurbing a bunch of basketball courts and stuff, so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, they have a video out there showing some work they did in Cincinnati. It's cool. I'm always a fan of when video game companies, even companies that occasionally do not so great things, do good things.
I do have to say though, this week feels like there's a lot of like wholesome news.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. Or good news.
Yeah, so our next item is probably the biggest news item of the week, and that is that Sony is now going to, in the near future, going to allow limited crossplay on the PS4, meaning for the time being, just Fortnite.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting. I'm glad that they're finally opening up the door to this.
Yeah.
I think, isn't Rocket League also in the same thing? Like, all they have to do is enable it on their end?
Yeah, so the reality is I get the impression it's pretty simple to enable this on a variety of things. The issue is that Sony's giving permission to do this for Fortnite, not across the board, just Fortnite. So a bunch of when people were reached out to ask, hey, like in the case of Rocket League, it's like, hey, you guys can do this. Like we'd love to do this, but you have to ask Sony. This is not our call necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, slowly looks like they're starting to crack open the shell of this, but
yeah. So like I guess officially, when Sony was asked about this, they said we have no plans to make crossplay available for Rocket, or no plans to announce that yet.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen on this. People are treating it like this is a big deal. Don't get me wrong; it's a very big deal that they're doing this. It's not as big a deal as people keep saying it is because it's only affecting one game at this point. And I know it sounds awfully cynical, but it is that cynical.
Huh.
Yeah. Next up, they're adding mouse and keyboard support to the Xbone.
That is
something I thought already had.
It does already have it?
I thought it already had that because the PS4 already has it.
For gaming?
Yeah.
Or for like just using the menus and all that?
Yeah, you can do certain games for it. Like I think Final Fantasy on the PlayStation supports mouse and keyboard.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I think it may be game specific, but I guess now it's being across the board specific.
Yeah.
Which is nice, I guess. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice for Xbox to catch up to PC gaming. You guys are getting there. Sooner or later, you'll get 1080p, 60 frame per second stuff. It'll be great.
Yeah.
But they're doing 4K, 4K, 4K.
Sure.
Which I think was the old Xbox conference thing.
Yeah.
4K exclusive Xbox.
Microsoft now owns the phrase 4K.
Yeah, they do. They're gonna slowly come down, knock down my door. So.
Yeah. Moving on from that, we got some Nintendo news. We have an update on something we talked about last week. So, Nintendo has clarified that no, they will not actually delete your save files, as everyone who read their statement thought they did after when your subscription lapses. You got 6 months, which is good. That's pretty typical.
Oh, no, that's good.
That's as much a correction as a clarification at this point.
Yeah,
because it was pretty unclear. Speaking of stuff we talked about last week, though, so the one big game you might want on the kind of PlayStation Classic is coming to the PS4 as part of Castlevania Requiem, which comes with Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood. I get the impression this is the two biggies of the Castlevania franchise, further kind of prompting me to ask the question of, why would you buy a PlayStation Classic?
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement. One of the games that I think would have been a draw for me would have been Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but if they have that there, then I have no fucking reason.
This comes out in October, on October 26th, so soonish actually, for $20 US.
Yeah, I would probably be down to get that just because I just finished watching the Castlevania
The Netflix
show. Yeah,
which is better than it has any right to be.
It's fucking good.
Yeah.
So it makes me want to actually play Symphony of the Night a little bit.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
I did play it before. So. And actually, it does one of my favorite mechanics of all time, which is for those of you who haven't played it, when you get through a certain part of the game, you can actually unlock the castle upside down.
Yep.
Which is probably one of the best fucking, scenarios of a game or, plot twist for a thing ever. So,
As I say, it's a plot point, though. No, it's not an unlock. It's yo, second half of the game starts now.
Well, technically, you could play through the first half of the
that's
game
the one you flip back and forth on, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You flip the castle upside down, but the thing is, you can't do it unless you do certain things to unlock it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because otherwise, when you do the final boss fight with Richter, you don't see the flying orb over his head that's controlling him. You just kill him, and then that's the end of the game. You technically get an ending.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Moving on from that to news that's kind of a moment. Remember Drawn to Death?
No.
Well, its servers are closing down.
Oh, well, sorry to hear.
Yeah, the news here is that Drawn to Death still had servers that were active.
They're still up? Hey,
they were.
I know they're going down,
yeah,
but they're still back.
I only mention this because Drawn to Death is a game that I know at least I was super excited for at one point. When it came out, it was not good. They will be shut down March 25th, 2019, so if you want to go play David Jaffe's beautiful but exceedingly flawed idea for a game, go check it out. I think it's free on PSN, but I don't remember. It's a game that is bad. The art style was really cool, though. Yeah. Moving on from that to the other giant news of the week. BlizzCon virtual ticket will come with access to WoW Classic.
Yeah. I'm kind of meh about this.
Sure.
Somebody actually posted it up in this response, and I thought it was probably one of the best responses for it. And that response was, so you're going to pay $35 to pay for a game that came out 14 years ago that cost you $60 that you already paid for, only to play it for a few weeks to have it disappear.
Yeah. I think this more indicates that game might be closer than we thought it was previously.
Well, they've said it won't come out till 2020, I heard.
Yeah, we talked about one of the developers for the game, like an ex-developer said that. I think this is the first official movement from Blizzard itself, though, about that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm personally looking forward to a bunch of YouTubers that never played Vanilla WoW that are like, yeah, I'm going to play Vanilla WoW. What the shit? They've also confirmed what patch it's going to play on. It will play on 1.12, the Drums of War.
I actually saw 1.13, but the patch itself was actually encrypted.
I don't know.
That's what I saw uploaded on the download servers, apparently.
Blizzard has announced that the game will be played on patch 1.12. Maybe that's
they announced that.
Yeah, maybe that's the case for this demo, but the article I'm looking at right now talks how it's 1.12, Drums of War.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're interested, the tickets are available right now, so go do that thing if you wanted to. You've done the e-ticket several years in a row for BlizzCon, right?
Yeah, I've done it before.
What comes in the e-ticket normally? Like I've always been amazed, but it's like you're charging money for access to live streams, and I get it. It comes like some extra goodies there for the game and stuff like that. But it's always like, what do you actually get out of an e-ticket for this?
So, other than the digital game goodies you get, like usually it's like mounts and other stuff like that. Which, by the way, this year they haven't announced the mount, which leads me to believe they're not going to do a mount. But they actually announced a cloak and a banner you can drop.
I saw those. They looked lame.
Yeah. So, well, one of the things that you normally get is the live stream. But the nice thing is, you can't watch all the live streams at once because there's different panels and different things.
Okay, so it's access to all of the panels, kind of thing. Okay,
access to. Yeah,
I thought it was
all
just to
panels.
like the keynote event or something like that. I don't know if they
No,
live streamed everything.
yeah, no, they live stream everything, and it's everything on demand. So if you don't catch something live that you wanted to catch later, let's say
Gotcha.
you watched a WoW raid panel, and at the same time they had a panel for Diablo's new expansion or whatever.
Gotcha.
I could technically go watch one and then live queue or not live queue, but I can go back and play the
Okay,
other one, no
yeah,
problem.
that makes more sense. I didn't notice there was that many events. I thought that, like many other things, they only live streamed like the main event, but no, they live stream all of the kind of smaller events too. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, and the nice thing is it's available for a couple months after.
Huh.
So, yep.
Yeah. Moving on from that. You know what Bowsetti is, Alex?
Holy shit! This thing became a whole weird scenario. This whole Bowsette thing is just—I don't know, man. It's the internet.
Definitely the internet. So for those who've lived under a rock in the gaming space for the last couple days, Bowsette is sexy, kind of furry, female anthropomorphied version of Bowser. The origins for it are entertaining, to say the least. It blew up real fast. It's caused by that whole Peachette thing, where you put on that crown and and the Toad becomes Peach, which has a variety of other weird ramifications that we're not going to talk about here. But this is only news, and I'm sure this is purely, and I mean purely coincidental, but the Bowsetti popularity spike corresponded with a pretty major spike in Nintendo stock prices.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm choosing to believe one caused the other, even though I'm pretty sure it's not the case. But this Bowsetti thing's been pretty kind of all over the place. Like, it's up there right now with Overwatch porn searches on Pornhub, I guess. Yeah. Internet is disgusting and needs to get shut down.
It's the internet.
Yeah. And for the record, tan skin, red hair Bowsetti is correct Bowsetti. All you people that have the blonde haired, white skinned version are wrong. Just wrong.
Oh, this whole thing just blew up all of a sudden?
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious, though. Like, I gotta say, like, God, this has been fucking hilarious. And we were just like, what the fuck is going on? And seeing all the weird, like, transformations of this whole thing, like, has been kind of, like, funny, but also slightly disturbing.
Yeah.
So, thanks,
I did not realize there was this much of a thirst for sexy Bowser out there.
I will say that
I knew I possessed this thirst, but, like, I don't know if there's other sickos out there like, yeah, you know what I want? This.
I do, like, have to say, though, I find it absolutely hilarious how some people are creeped out about this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's the internet. This is great. And the other good thing is I've already seen cosplayers come out with their official Bowsette costume.
I'm a fan.
And I gotta say, let's do it.
I want Nintendo to make Bowsetti canon. Or Bowsette. I want Bowsetti. Bowsette canon. It's great.
Yeah.
Speaking of not great, but also kind of sexy, but in the bad way in this case. So, the new season of Fortnite is upon us. Yes, we're talking about Fortnite again.
Yay.
Yeah. Woo, biggest game in the world continues to do stuff. Huzzah. So, this was kind of funny because I guess, like, in correspondence with Halloween, there's a bunch of Halloween kind of costumey things. One of which is a cowgirl outfit, and it came with accidental breast physics. This has already been fixed since recording of this podcast, but I used the word accidental in this case because that was Epic's official stance. And if you go and look at videos or GIFs of this thing in action, there's no fucking way this was intentional. This is so shittily animated. This is some like bad modeling or something. It's almost comical in how people got mad about this, but it's also like, this is some hot garbage. This was obviously not intentional.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna give him a pass.
Yeah, I just thought it was pretty funny.
That's people get mad about stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I just enjoyed how people were outraged about this and Epic's official stance. No, this is a kids game. Why the fuck we put this in?
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, oh, well.
Huh.
Okay, guys. Sorry.
Whoops.
My bad. Thanks. Glad you were so quick about it, though.
Yep. Speaking of other stuff, Mojang has announced Minecraft Dungeons. It is a role-playing game set in the Minecraft averse, I guess. It comes out next year. The description for it makes it seem like it's kind of that Diablo isometric top-down style thing, but with Minecraft enemies and Minecraft Steve.
That's kind of cool.
Is it?
I mean, I mean, they already have gear and all sorts of weird shit you can put on your character.
Sure.
It's a matter of time that's naturally progressed into that.
Yeah, I guess the reaction I have to this is like, can I go straight from Minecraft into this, or do I have to go into like a different game? Like, is this a separate thing I have to buy to get access to Minecraft dungeons? Like, or is it just an add-on to the already existing game that's just straight killing it?
I don't think they ever release expansions for Minecraft in that style. Like, it's always been content patch updates.
Yeah.
So,
but there's also paid stuff for the game, as far as I know.
Oh, well, that's something new from when I last played it. But
did you actually play it post-launch?
Yeah. Briefly, not a lot.
Yeah, because I get the impression lots of people remember it from like pre-launch, where it's like, yeah, that game was different and like pre-Microsoft buyout and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Last but not least, this week, it appears there will be no PSX in 2018.
Really?
That's what there's been.
PlayStation Experience. That's the conference, right?
Yep.
Huh. Because when you said PSX, I assumed the PS4.
No.
Or sorry, the PlayStation Classic. But yeah.
For those unfamiliar, this is kind of oddly lined up with BlizzCon several years ago, like the weekend before or after, for reasons, I guess, because mistakes were made. It's kind of like a mini E3 just based around Sony. I went last year, 2 years ago. It's a fun time. It's more of a fan convention than the E3 stuff is. Lots of stuff built around kind of indulging your need to get all the swag in the world. So, yeah. The Capcom World Finals were at it, I think, a couple years in a row. It's been a thing. Some cool announcements have come out of it. I know I was looking forward to it because I was hoping I'd see more of, the games we saw at E3 this year there. But
it's interesting they wouldn't do it this year. I wonder if they weren't profiting from it.
Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily a profit thing. I think it's more so the official kind of stuff, some of the kind of stuff that's come out about it has been they don't have much stuff to announce for 2019 just yet. Like, it's doing it now would be problematic.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
If they're like, oh, we don't have much.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Yeah. No, it's so also like one of the internet jokes kind of circulating around is that they were not going to have another PSX till they got name changes available for PSN users. So, and it's not clear if that's anytime soon. So, yeah, it's been after 2014. They're skipping a year. Yeah. So a part of it was like last year's event wasn't that big. Like unless you're gonna show off something real crazy like the next next PlayStation or something. I don't know what they got to announce. That's not like we already know everything's coming out early on next year, so it's kind of what comes out in the rest of next year. And they had a lot of games come out this year, so maybe next year will be light for them.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just interesting. It's just that they wouldn't. I mean, I respect it and I get it, but I figured they'd try to cash in a little bit on just having people show up, and then people complain about it.
I have always found so the year I went, it was a bit of a mess. I think I talked about it on the podcast that I accidentally cut like 4 hours of the entrance line by accident.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was that convention.
Yeah, that was that convention, and like it was cool once you're inside, but I was only there for a couple hours, and then I was actually like, this is like I have all the like I played Nidhogg 2, I played some other games, I talked to the people behind Nidhogg. I'm like, your game's cool, and they're like, we know, and I'm like, no, your game's real cool. Let me tell you how we do Extra Life with your game. They're like, that's awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I thought you'd like that. Like, I played some fun indie games, but it was happening when Destiny 1's second round of Sparrow Racing League was happening, because you had a bunch of people that were like way too into doing the Sparrow Racing League there. And I'm like, I only did this once so I could get the like stupid card thing they were giving out here. Why do you keep getting back in line for Destiny 2's Sparrow Racing League? This comes out next week at home. We have to be good. No! Go home.
You don't understand, man.
Yeah.
I gotta be good now. Now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think unless you're gonna have a demo of, I don't know, Death Stranding, there's no reason to have a PSX this year. Like, all your games are out. Like, that Spider-Man game, people think it's pretty good.
That is true.
Yeah.
They did kind of already have a lot of their stuff already out there. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I assumed it wasn't happening because we'd heard nothing about this yet. So, yeah. I don't know. So we're not going to do a main topic this week. Alex is under a bit of a time crunch. We want to make sure we get him out of here in time for that. I apologize for that, but there'll be no awkward transition to a main topic this week. But we do have 2 emails.
Oh?
Yes.
Listener emails? Oh?
Indeed.
Go on.
Our first email coming in from Andrew. Hey, Wicked Awesome Cast. I, like Charlie, or should I say Mordak916, have been playing a lot of Destiny 2 lately. Imagine my surprise the other night when I was playing Gambit and found myself squaring off against a Titan invader with an eerily familiar gamer tag. A gamer tag that I've heard one podcast host complain about having on numerous occasions. A gamer tag that I have now seen wipe an entire Gambit team 3 times in a row in one match, not using current meta guns. For those curious how accurately Char describes his Gambit play, he is indeed a maniac who is unafraid of death so long as he kills you in the process. I don't really have a question to go with this. I just wanted to write in and say it was funny being shoulder charged by someone I listened to. Andrew from Oklahoma.
That's pretty fucking cool.
What
are the chances?
A lot of Gambit this week. The chances are up there.
That is actually really fucking cool.
Yeah. I think given enough time that would happen, but it is neat.
Now you gotta get him back.
Right.
So, writer, you gotta ruin Charlie's shit. You need to get non-meta guns and ruin his shit next time.
Or to send me a friend request and we'll play together. Like, gamer
no,
tags
no
out
man.
there. Yeah.
No, man. He has to defeat you, and then you decide to join forces together.
It's weird. I was doing really well in Gambit. I was on a bit of a monster tear where I was doing real good. And like the last 48 hours, I've been real bad all of a sudden. Where I'm like, I'm still top of my team, but like not in a good way. I'm like, I'm top of my team because my team is garbage.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not playing top tier right now. This is some. Our second email comes in from Rocky, as he puts it in his email. Yes, my parents really did name me after Rocky Balboa, because Philly.
Mm-hmm.
First things first, I am from Philly. I am one of those Flyers fans who Jeff and Charlie got off on talking shit about. And while I think they're both massholes who root for a garbage-ass team, that Eagles fan really did eat horse shit, so, okay, yeah, maybe the descriptions aren't totally wrong. Anyways, I was having a really bad week last week, like the kind of bad week that fucks up next week and the week after that and then some. I work the night shift, so I frequently download the podcast before I drive home, and imagine my surprise when an extra podcast showed up at the tail end of my week. Well, it was an extra podcast episode, but it was Charlie and Jeff talking about a hockey team, about hockey, and just going hard in the crease over my team's latest questionable choice. You two idiots made me laugh when I really needed a laugh, and for that I say thank you. Made incredibly shitty week better. Rocky, yes, that Rocky. Sorry, Rocky. Philadelphia, current Super Bowl champions. Well played, Rocky.
Dude, you've been getting a lot of good mail this week. It
was
really
a good
cool.
week for me. I blame Gritty.
Is that the name of the mascot, Gritty?
That's the thing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was for Jeff as well. It's not just me.
Nope, it's gonna be you.
If you played more popular games than just WoW, Alex, you might get to meet our fans.
I play WoW because I enjoy it. I don't care what the fans think. So if you're a fan out there and you don't like that I don't play your games, well, let me know what game you play and then maybe I'll try it.
Yeah, I'm surprised I actually haven't had a Alex's Flavor of the Week game lately. It was like, I'm gonna play Fortnite. I'm not playing Fortnite anymore.
Yeah, I got over Fortnite really quick, actually.
I'm really enjoying how many people are saying Fortnite is dead and Fortnite is still killing it. It's like, no, yes, the user counts may go down, but like, PUBG's not dead, but PUBG's like time in the sun is also over.
Well, see, that's the thing that I'm saying. I'm not saying the game's dead.
Yeah.
At all.
Oh no, I'm
just
not saying you are. A bunch of people are acting like Fortnite is dead. Like, it's done. Put it in the ground. It's done. It's buried. On to the next thing. I'm like, oh, people.
Yeah.
You don't get video games at all.
Yeah. I will say, I expect to see a lot less Fortnite and PUBG once, what's it called, comes out? The Blackout Call of Duty?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any idea what the next big kind of thing is going to be. I think I think Black Ops's and Battlefields will be kind of the nail in a coffin of, okay, yeah, maybe we're done with Battle Royale. Because those are two big-ass corporate studios getting in the ring with that, and maybe it's not fair to say that's kind of the death note for those types of things, but like the general consensus, and I've played some of the Black Ops thing where it's like, okay, yeah, this is it plays a lot like PUBG, and it plays like a really polished version of PUBG to the point where it's like, okay, maybe this kills PUBG, but like people that play Fortnite don't play it because it's a more polished version of PUBG. They play it because it's Fortnite. It's weird. Like Borderlands would have to do a battle royale for it to compete with Fortnite, I think, because Fortnite is inherently not that realistic and kind of weird.
Yeah, I think Blackout's gonna cut a lot into stuff.
Yeah, it's
like a lot.
I also think just kind of it's the market for those games is saturated. It's I don't know, like it feels weird saying it, but
well, I mean, definitely right now with the fact that Battlefield and what do you call it, Call of Duty are putting out their own versions of Battle Royale.
Yeah,
but I think of all of them right now, Call of Duty's looks.
Yeah, no, I think that's the thing. It's a very polished version of that.
Yeah. Well, they also have an engine that works really well. Like the Call of Duty engine works really fucking well.
Yeah.
So taking that and then adding that Battle Royale mode just fucking works. Like the concept is fucking great. I love the Battle Royale concept, but I think combining it with the Call of Duty engine has been a solid.
And that's the polished thing I'm talking about. Like you're finally getting a AAA developed version of a Battle Royale game with that.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought there'd be more Destiny clones out there, in all honesty, but we never got those, so.
I think Destiny clones are a little bit harder to do.
Yeah, maybe.
Because there's so many layers and things going on with it. Like,
yeah, maybe.
You have Anthem coming out, and they're kind of the clone.
Yeah, but Anthem feels like enough of its own thing that, like, it's... Like, what's it cloning? Loot shooting, which means that Destiny is technically a clone of Borderlands at that point, if you want to get nitty about that. And, like, oh, that also had super moves and powers and, like, skill trees. But, like, they're so different. And Anthem's, like, big mechy suit things, which, like, it sounds weird to say, but I hope it feels like I'm playing a game where I'm playing in power armor. I don't want that power armor to feel like I'm just some dude running around weird armor. I want that thing to feel, like, heavy if it's the Colossus, or zippy if it's that, like, one with the cloak. It's like, I want those things to feel like you're wearing power armor. And, yeah, I don't know. I guess kind of in a weird way Black Ops did that, cause, like, Black Ops 3 had, like, cyber powers or something, which was weird, but I don't know. Technically, they're both ripoffs of the, that game has loot, which means it's just a ripoff of some game from before that I'm not going to try and remember right now. But yeah, I don't know. How did we get on this topic even?
We were discussing
battle
royales and clone flavored. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the next big game for you, think?
Anthem, more than likely. Yeah. Well, that and
Red Dead.
No, not Red Dead. I mean, I'll try it, but it's probably not my big cup of tea. It's more Mandy's.
But they added tech in that game that as you go up in the mountains, the horse's testicles react farther towards the horse, like in real life. Finally, we've achieved horse testicle realism.
Then I know what my next game is that. But really, I think, like, Anthem would probably be the next biggest one. Maybe the new the Tom Clancy game that
Division?
was the Division 2 was probably the next one that I really want to play. So
I find it weird that a bunch of the lore channels, like lore you can subscribe to, like that do like Destiny and Warframe stuff, like games that have lots of cool implied lore, are trying to do Anthem lore before it even comes out, and it's been really awkward watching them try and do that. It's like, I get it, like you're trying to find content, like people are talking about Anthem in droves all of a sudden, but like this is weird, guys. The game's not out yet. And this is also BioWare. They're a lot better at documenting their lore in-game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But Alex, we've read to the top of the email stuff. If you wanted to contact us, how would you go about doing that?
Well, it's very simple. You would go ahead and pull up your email provider or client of your choice, and in the to section, you would write wickedawesomecast@gmail.com.
Hey, Jeff, what's that email address again? wickedawesomecast@gmail.com. Spelled as it sounds. Down in the show notes. Charlie puts it there every week. Send them emails, goddammit.
Sorry, but are you telling me Jeff is Christopher Nolan's Batman?
No, he's gritty.
He sounds a lot like Christopher Nolan's Batman.
He also might be that. Yeah, down in the show notes, spells it sounds, wickedawesomecast@gmail.com. Send us emails. We love getting emails. Make our lives better. Let you know we're listening, or other way around, whatever how that works. Yes, we're listening to you right now. Alex is outside your apartment listening.
Yes. Yes.
He's across the street in a van with some spy equipment. You're already there. Podcasting from a van creepily close to your house. It's Alex.
I laughed way too hard at that.
Yeah, you did. Did you actually move to Portland, Alex, or are you somewhere else? And Portland's just a good excuse.
No, I did move to Portland. Drive.
Isn't Portland weirdly famous for like making a bunch of serial killers or something?
Is it? I
don't know. I thought that. What's Seattle?
I don't know. No, I don't know actually.
Oh,
I am in Portland though. Or I'm currently driving down to California as we speak. Because a certain person betrayed my trust.
So I found a list of top 10. I found a list of top 10 states with most serial killers. Oklahoma is number 10 with 174.
Okay.
Utah had 78 at spot number 9. Texas.
Utah, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're about to have a major jump. So Texas has had 793. Sorry, serial killings, not serial killers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a little bit better, I suppose. Louisiana had 276. What the fuck order is this list in?
Yeah, I'm like, what? We just jumped from 700 to 200?
I don't know. This is weird. Oregon makes the list though, the 162.
Okay.
The 80s were a bad time to live in Portland, or Oregon, I guess, for serial killers. Washington's number 5 with 277. California had 1,507. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The 80s were bad here too. Florida at number 3 spot 778. Not surprised. Nevada with 98. I don't get how this fucking list works. And Alaska with 51. The fuck?
What is up with this
I
list?
don't know.
Fuck that website.
This is a bad list.
Yeah.
Apparently you had an active one in 2015, though.
Out here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you had Ed Kemper, I think. I don't know. Maybe he fled there at one point. I thought it was California. I don't know. I'm going to stop reading this. This is weird. We're not one of those weird serial killer podcasts that are fetishizing horrible people. Yes, those exist. You can find them on your own. Anything you want to talk before we get out of here, Alex? Serial killers?
No, that's it. I'm good.
Fair enough. Cue the metal.